Show the gut to the side. Look at that thing, man. Like, that, to me, looks like a PB. What do you think? That's going over 5.
No, it's not 5, but holy crap.
Dude. Damn right. That's a 4. Dude. Oh my god. Look at that. I have big hands. That thing's huge. Girthy. That's triple C thick. Hey. I love that new intro. That thing's sick. You're just windmilling over here. What's going on, guys? Andrew, Vance, Miles, how's everybody doing tonight? Took me a second here to get my fat butt into that chair. El microphone needs reposition. How's everybody doing tonight? Microphone, what are you doing, guy? Oh, that cable is taut. She good. What we got here? Big and slow. I'm feeding swim baits. Feeling it. Love it. Kevin, Ronald, David. Not again. What's up? How's everybody doing tonight? About ready to roll into this. We got a lot to talk about, and at the same time, not a lot to talk about. Relatively condensed topic, but it's something that I want everybody, especially in the chat, to really elaborate on. So we got a lot we can discuss tonight, and I'm looking forward to it. Hope everybody else is. What's that? Man, I really hope I'm not putting too much stress on that cable. Well, before we get any further, oh, there we go. I was like, what the hell is this thing's deal? She's loosey-goosey.
Mine's loose. Mine's looser than yours.
We're good. Everything's happy. Everybody's fine. Bill, what's up?
Jaints,
Tom.
you're right.
Jaints.
That's right.
Nice, Tom. Glad to hear it, man. Thanks for joining.
Hi, Keith.
I'm in class. Oh, David. I'm in class, but I have the stream on another browser window, no sound. Fantastic. What's going on, Chris? Yeah, Keith, sorry. Missed you too there, buddy. Sup. So, without further ado, let's roll into it. Let's recap the weekend as we usually do, but deeper dive than normal because it's really pertinent to the discussion at hand. Something that we're, not for nothing, pretty damn good at. Slowing way the hell down and bigger profile stuff. Not swim baits, though. We're still pretty garbage at that. No, I am pretty still garbage at that, moderately. He's better. But, and something that I want to continue to elaborate on is maybe not necessarily topic specific, but, time of the year specific, where, what we're doing and how we're doing it to find the success that we've had. This past weekend was pretty damn good to us.
Well, Sunday was. Oh, yeah, and then you went out Monday. Well, let's recap Monday first. I want you to dive into that a little bit before we really go to the deep dive Monday and then talk a lot about jigs and whatnot. So Monday was the super rainy, super windy.
Day one of the nor'easter.
Super cold. That was a nor'easter?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that. Is that what we're in right now?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's why it's so bad out. Gross, nasty.
Terrible.
So we get out there. We went up to Maine. Me and Kristen went up to Maine. And we met her dad there. He drove down 3 hours from his house, and we drove up 2 hours to meet him.
Wait, how far down was it for him?
3.
Holy crap! I didn't know. I forgot that they're that far up.
He's like
up there. It's a hike, northern Maine.
Yeah,
northern Maine.
But we get up there, and I had done a little research the night before, looking for some good drop-offs and just normal bass fishing stuff. Found a couple spots I wanted to hit. First spot we stopped at was an island, and it went from 2 feet to 23 feet, 24 feet, somewhere in there, in about 30 feet. So it was just a straight drop-off on each side of this island, pretty much all around it. And I had these long tapering points on each side of the island. I was like, all right, this looks really good. Get over there, start marking fish immediately. Couldn't get anything to bite. I dropped down on one mark that was absolutely enormous with a drop shot, straight down. Saw it on down imaging. And I sat there for probably 15 seconds, just dead stick and just waiting. And I was just like, dunk. I lifted up. It was heavy. I went to go set the hook, and my bail opened up. It was like, crack. I'm like, no. I went to go reel it in real quick. It was like, it was gone. I was like, ah. So we ended up working around that island. I think I got one tiny little largemouth with a drop shot, and it was in like 2 feet of water. And then we ended up working around a bunch of other islands, got a couple other fish, but the day was pretty much just getting wet. You know, like that's pretty much all we did, was just get wet and cold and not much to show for. But I'll probably post a couple pictures here, maybe tonight or tomorrow. But it wasn't that exciting compared to the day before when me and him went out.
It was a good day.
That was a good day.
First time for you there, and my third or fourth time there. I'm having a hard time remembering if I had ever been there solo. I don't think I have. I went the very first time with Kristen, and then I went with Keith, and then you. I feel like I went solo, but I didn't. But we have been putting in some miles, especially me, the last like 6 to 8 weeks between the high school tournaments, doing a ton of pre-fishing for those guys. Their tournaments up in Winnie and then Wentworth, both are an hour and a half from my house. And then we had that 2-day weekend tournament with Berkshire Bass at their Fall Classic out in the middle of nowhere, Vermont. And I went up 3 times, twice solo, once with Andrew, in like a 9-day stretch. And it's like 130 miles one way from my house to those places. And then we did the tournament itself. So I'm tired. It's starting to catch up to me. I'm not 16 anymore.
No.
That's for damn sure.
Definitely not.
No. So we're talking Saturday night, like late in the day. We're like, where are we going fishing? I'm like, I don't even know, man. We like lightly talked about it, and he was like, "I just stay local." I'm like, yeah, that sounds like a really good idea.
I was like, I'm sick of driving, or you're driving, but I'm sick of traveling and waking up at 3 a.m.
Yeah, that's the biggest part. I mean, I don't mind the driving, but yeah, getting up at 3 when I don't even get any sleep during the week, and my wife works Saturdays, so I get up early-ish with the kids. I don't have a day where I get to sleep in.
Yeah,
so
those don't. They're not around anymore.
No, not
they're
at all.
gone. Those days are gone.
Long gone. So, all right, Sunday, where do we go? But we knew this was the kind of the tricky part. Big cold front pushing through. It was the first frost of the season.
Yeah.
Saturday into Sunday.
Yeah, we were driving up and those frosts on the field.
My boat cover was completely stiff. It was all frozen. I went to go pull it off, and it's like
Oh, jeez.
all crinkly. I'm like, oh damn. So we so we were trying to think about that, and past experience, these smaller kettle ponds that New Hampshire has a ton of, or just New England in general, generally don't play nice with crazy cold fronts like that. So I was like, screw it. Let's we started spitballing some ideas for some deeper bodies of water, and I remembered one that been to twice. He hadn't been yet, and he's like, yep, let's go. I've heard good things. I haven't been. You've had good luck. Let's go.
Yep.
Real quick, Andrew, thank you very much for the donation, buddy. Greatly appreciate it.
Thanks, dude.
I got out of work a little late. I got a new phone. Hello, Pixel 6. I'm well overdue for a phone. So it took me forever to get that thing set up. And I just realized I forgot to update the graphic with last week's donation. So that actually puts us at $45 towards our $1,200 goal, which, to recap, new GoPros. That's the plan. So we can do, we're currently doing 2.7K at 60 frames. We'll be able to go to 120 frames, but then I have to get 512 gigabyte cards, 4 of them. It's a hefty investment, but it's going to look really good when it's done.
No, it's going to look great.
It's going to look phenomenal. So that's the plan with the next set of donations. That's what the goal is. For those that are interested, you can either do it directly through YouTube or down in the video description below. There is a link to both our PayPal and Venmo. So anything, literally anything that you guys do helps greatly. So again, thank you very much, Andrew. Chat, keep it coming with the comments. We're going to roll back to this really quickly here and roll in what you're all saying with what we're discussing, what we're doing. But back to the recap. So we decided to go to this, what is it, like 200 acres, maybe? 150?
No, I think it's more than that.
Okay,
It's about
200.
the size of that place, so maybe 250.
Okay. Yeah, so, 2 to 250 acres, but it's relatively deep. Again, relative. Deepest area is about 30 feet, but it's kind of like a narrow section, and the rest of it is like 22, 23 feet. Plenty deep enough for what the fish need to do to be able to be really happy. And rolled out there, water temp was 56 when we got there. Yep. It was either 55 or 56.
I remember it bumped up a little bit throughout the day, but it's like 58, wasn't it?
I think it's where it topped out at, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
it was 60 up there, by the way.
Was it really?
Mm-hmm.
I was just talking to a subscriber today on Instagram. Speaking of 60-degree water, Brownie Factory, still 60 degrees.
Jesus.
Yeah, so the spot we're thinking about for Sunday could play really nice. Because it's probably going to be closer to like upper 50s.
Okay.
It's going to be good.
Okay.
So, deeper water. And the cool thing about this spot is it's got good largemouth, good smallmouth. It's got numbers of both and like quality, but not like 4+ pound quality. Tons of 2s and 3s. But it's got a ton of steep, rocky banks. It's got offshore rock piles. It's got big rock piles everywhere. Like, it's the kind of stuff you like to see at this time of the year. When all the vegetation's really dying off, they're in that hard transition mode. There's still some holding tight to that vegetation, and they're feeding around it, which we found first thing in the morning. But a lot of them are out there on that deeper structure still, and they're working all over it from top to bottom, mostly mainland points. So there's like, no-brainer, an easy decision for us to go here because it has everything that we want, right depths to combat the cold front that pushed through that first frost of the year. But there's like plenty of structure for them to make those quick movements as the water temp is going to come back up. So that's where we went, and it was kind of an interesting start.
Yeah, I had a good start. It was fun.
Because we were idling out, and he looks over, he's like, dude, there's bait blowing up all over the place, like 4 feet of water. Like, really? He's like, you want to just start fishing here? Yeah. So you started throwing.
I actually lost that Monday too.
No.
Snap. Gone.
Oh.
So I gotta order another one. But it was the Arashi. Yeah.
Just pretend to pouring that one out for the homies. Rip.
From the homie.
You had a good run, Storm Arashi.
Yeah, it was Storm Arashi glide, whatever. I don't even know what size it was. It was like this big. But yeah, I just started throwing that out, and I think second cast, third cast out in the middle. I was just tossing it straight out in the middle. I have no idea anything about this pond. And I just started throwing it out, and it ended up being like probably 4 or 5 feet where I was bringing it back, and just like 2 quick cranks, pause, and then start going again. They would just smash it. I got hit 4 times, 5 times, and I caught 2 fish out of it.
I think you actually hooked up 6 times, but only caught the 2. You hooked up often. Like you actually.
Yeah, it was weird.
You hooked into a lot of them.
Yeah, it was like. It was weird that I actually like got hit on that, because I was like, it's very rare that I get hit on the glide more than I do a jig first thing in the morning.
And then we said, actually, it's not even rare. It's literally never happened.
Right. I know it hasn't.
That was the first.
Day. Yeah. It was crazy. I was like, maybe I should still listening for the rest of the day, which I did pick it up and throw it a little bit more, but I didn't get anything else after that.
No, it wasn't until later in the day. We think that it was all the smallmouth had pushed up into that shallower grass.
Yeah, they're probably coming out and just smashing it, and then be like, oh, my mouth isn't big enough to get a hook in it.
Right, yeah. Probably just getting one little point on one of those trebles, and that was it.
Right. Or just coming up and hitting the tail or something.
Yep. So that was, like half an hour, 45 minutes maybe? First part of the day. And we fished for about 8.5 hours for the day on Sunday. This is where the whole conversation of big and slow starts to come in. I had a handful of some prototype baits sent to me by a guy I know that frequents Candlewood pretty often. They look phenomenal. Both Ned Rig and drop shot baits. Yeah, he just reached out to me. He's like, hey, I know you fish both these techniques a lot. You're interested in testing them out for me? I'm like, hell yeah, absolutely. Because I toss both a ton. So I had it in my head I was going to fish both of those because I felt really confident that both those techniques were going to work great. You know, nice, subtle finesse. Close to the bottom, I had a super short tag on my drop shot, throwing a 1/10 ounce Ned head. These are all small baits, dark colors, perfect for this lake. Yeah, no, those fish weren't feeling it. I tried 3 of the baits he sent me because there's 2 different sizes, like length and like overall profile, and then there's a couple of different colors, and nothing. I couldn't even get fish to. I got a couple of fish to sniff at it, dropping straight down video game fishing, but just like. Given the conditions, really expected, like, yeah, this is going to be good. It may be slow, but it should have worked. No, they weren't having it.
Mm-mm.
They weren't having anything the small stuff.
No.
And you tried 2 different baits on the drop shot?
2 or 3, yeah.
Yeah, and actually you caught one little squeaker largemouth. It was the smallest fish of the day.
Teeny tiny little thing.
I think it was the only fish we caught all day that was under 2 pounds.
Yeah. Probably, yeah.
Yeah. But going through the motions, right? Okay, well, we got the big moving stuff. He was throwing that. I was throwing a jerkbait a little bit more aggressively. I was throwing a crankbait. I was throwing a lipless, chatterbait, spinnerbait. Like, nothing moving was getting it done. And then we tried a lot of slow bottom moving techniques, and same deal. Really wasn't getting it done. Okay, so keep flipping the script. Like, clearly they don't want something moving, even though they seem to be like eating outside of that narrow window for the glide. And they're interested in eating, but whatever we're throwing for them for a finesse just isn't enough to get them to engage, right? I could see them coming up and following the bait, but they were not committing. So what do you do when that happens? And actually, that's like a legitimate question for the chat. If you guys are running into that issue, what do you do? Because I know what we do. Jig. When we run into those kind of situations, a jig typically gets it done. Here's the caveat. This time of the year, this is where this little bugger really starts to shine. It's like that happy medium between finesse and bulk. Spider jig. That little bit of the hula skirt on top just helps give it a little bit of bulk, but all in all, that's not a big presentation.
No, it's not. When it's down on the bottom, it's pretty small.
Yeah. I mean, it's bigger than a tube, but not by much. Definitely smaller than a jig. I mean, it looks like a jig in a sense. Call it a spider jig. But, you know, that hula skirt on the top doesn't really give it as much body as you might think. So even that wasn't getting bit. But trying to throw some, I don't know, like just the whole run-of-the-mill, like, standard stuff wasn't doing it. So we're like, okay, well, let's continue to explore ideas. Enter open water sniper from Beast Coast. The happiest little jig on the face of this earth, except for Sunday, because we beat the piss out of these things.
Yeah, mine, the one I had tied on.
Yeah, how much of the head was left?
No, not much.
So
it was probably a 3/8 by the time we left.
Half ounce. There's 2 schools of thought when you go big and slow, right? You can throw something that's like, you know, moderately big, which is kind of where the open water sniper lives. It's got a good size skirt, but it's not massive. But it's got a good strand count. So when it's going to flare out, it still has big body, but it's not like a traditional jig per se. It's borderline. And you can really mess around with your trailers like any other jig. And that ended up being the deal for a lot of fish. But then, even though I hadn't been working that much lately, because these finesse jigs were, I'll call it immoderate finesse jigs. It's not really a finesse jig. Even that was still doing like so-so. So then we were like, screw it. I'm going to keep throwing the big jig. Big untrimmed trailer. Because with these, we trimmed the trailer back by about 1/2 inch. That was the ticket.
Yep.
But it was you that really kind of unlocked the secret for what we needed to do. It wasn't just necessarily a big/bigger presentation. This would be bigger. And we don't have a regular jig out. But then, like, throwing a regular, I was throwing a 1/2 ounce. The Beast Coast, jeez, Louise, my brain. The Beast Coast Vanquish jig, which is an Archie head style, is a 1/2 ounce. It's got a big skirt to it, and I was throwing just a completely untrimmed, full-bodied, striking Rage Craw trailer, giving it a big profile. And that was working right off the bat, and then it kind of slowed down, and that's where we were like, okay, we'll downsize a smidge, and that started working. But it was like a couple of flurries. Yeah. And then you
What did I do?
figured out the secret.
What did I do?
Slow.
See, I don't even remember what, oh yeah, slow.
But it wasn't necessarily just slow. It was like, it was placement and then moderately slow mixed with aggressive reactionary actions to an extent. It was kind of that in between area, but
it was a weird bite that day.
But you figured it out. Oh,
yeah.
God, it just blew up everywhere.
I mean, this time of year is like the best. It suits me the best because you got to go slow. You don't have to go slow. I mean, you can still catch fish on fast moving baits, but those bigger fish definitely like to bite stuff that's moving a lot slower. Those little fish are always like, "Oh, let me eat that," like, or pickerel. Oh, speaking of pickerel, Kristen hooked into a pickerel over the weekend, and we were sitting there watching it come up, and we're like, "Oh, it's a bass! Oh, it's a pickerel!" And then we saw a flash, and this bass came up and like nipped at the bait in its mouth. I don't remember what she was throwing. Could have been a jig. And it ended up looking at the pickerel and then just engulfing its head. Like it was just like peck, 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 fuck, the whole head of the pickerel. We're like, what the hell are you doing? And then it swam off, and the pickerel had no idea what the hell was going on. Oh, it was funny. Okay, back to jigs.
Yeah. Well, you could tell they wanted a slower pace, but they wanted that bigger profile.
Right.
One of the buddies, oh god, brain fart on his handle on Instagram. Hey, so one of the Dragon Custom Tackle guys, we were talking about like big baits, cold water, and not necessarily big baits, like not like big swim baits, but just a bulkier presentation. He made a really good point one day. Middle of winter, you're freezing your butt off, but you're like really hungry, right? You look at the end of the driveway and there's a bag of chips. You're gonna get for it? No. But if it's a large pizza,
hell yeah.
exactly. You're going to get your ass up off that couch for that large pizza because you're cold and starving. So that's kind of what I equate this to when it comes to this time of the year with that colder weather. Sometimes going finesse isn't the answer, but the pace that you would typically, think of and practice when fishing finesse is the right key. And getting that combo of the two, bigger, bulkier profile. Not necessarily like big, long, but just like rock versus like stick, right? Long and skinny versus short, big, bulky profile. Something that can just nip up in one shot, but it's easier for them to see, right? Big profile, big skirt, they can see it from a mile away. Real slow, but almost like aggressive, violent pops. And getting it in and around the rocks has always been good for us this year.
Yeah.
But that's what you started doing. You got on the rocks and you were just like, skirt. Wait for a second. Long pause, skirt, repeat, and then pop.
Yep.
And then skirt, and they usually get thumped right after that pop.
Yeah, because they're watching it, and they're following it, and they're waiting for it to make a mistake, for it to either dart out or do something, because then that's when the reaction comes. You see a crayfish coming across the bottom, they're like behind it, and then it darts off, and they go and grab it. So what I was kind of going through my head, trying to think of how the hell am I going to get these fish to try and eat this thing. So just drag, hit a rock, or grab grass. And then I would either pop it out of the grass real quick, or I would, if there was nothing there, I would just pop it anyway. And then I started getting hit doing that. It was working. And then we got into that one spot where it was pretty thick grass, and they're stacked up in there. We caught like 3 back to back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, doing the same thing.
That was the only spot where we still had vegetation in the rocks, where it really paid off. And it wasn't the rocks, like you just said, it wasn't the rocks we were snapping
at. It was
at.
like
It was
just
the grass we were
outside of
snapping
the
at
rocks.
us.
Actually, no, it was right in the middle of the rocks.
Yeah, it was like 2 big boulders, and then it kind of created like this big dish. And before you got into like giant freaking boulders. And as they rolled into each other, it created this like little bowl dish in the middle before you got to like, bigger like table-sized rocks on either side of it. But yeah, once we got in there, I think I was the first one to do it.
Yeah,
I got in the grass and snapped
it, and then it was like wham. And then I was like, I want to try, so I casted it in, and I did the same thing. I brought it into the grass and snapped it, and as soon as I let my rod down, I was like thunk. So, and I think you got one more after that too out of there doing that, 1 or 2. But then that bite kind of died off, and then we went back later in the day, the same spot, and did it again. Well, you did. I don't think I got one out of there.
I only got the one though. Like when we went in there, I think I got 3 and you got 1 or 2 out of that patch. And we let it quiet down. We came back. I got 1. I think we both missed 1 too.
I definitely missed one.
Oh,
I know I did.
You turned its head.
Yeah, no, I definitely did. But that bite kind of died off. We went down to the other end, worked that big rock pile down the bottom for a while. We sat there. We kept catching fish after fish after fish off that rock pile down the bottom.
Yeah. So, but it's funny because it's a very north to south lying lake, and the wind was driving out of the northwest the whole time. But I would say this lake actually lies slightly northeast to southwest, but the wind was still funneling down pretty good, hammering into the bottom. But like all the like juicy rock points that I knew about, we started with earlier. The wind had been hammering them pretty good. They weren't biting. Everything we've been catching at that point was out of the wind. I've had plenty of days like that early and late in the season where sometimes the fish do not want to be on the wind-driven bank. And that's how I felt like it was kind of playing out. And Andrew said, I think like 5 times before I pulled my head out of my butt, we should fish the southern shore, the windblown shore. And I had a hard time pulling myself away from the fish that we were hammering, but I was like, all right, yeah, no, you're right. Let's go down there. That was the right call.
Yeah, definitely was.
That rock pile just kept reloading.
They were there, and they were not going anywhere. We just kind of just like, well, we'll get one more here, and then we'll just go back to the top, fish for a little bit, and then we'll get out of here.
Yeah.
Was
I'm
there weight
just
questions?
responding to chat. Hang on, Aiden. I was gonna type to respond, but I'm curious, like what your hang on, I gotta back up. Your question was, what lure do you recommend? I've tried a lot of different lures and styles and couldn't catch anything. You're gonna have to be a little bit more specific. Like, what kind of bodies of water are you fishing?
Jerkbait.
What are you targeting? I don't know. What do you have for like rod setups and stuff? Like, I need a little bit more info before we can recommend anything other than Mr. Hipfire McGee here with the jerkbait.
You should just use jerkbaits.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong at all.
Doesn't matter what body of water you're on, get a perch colored jerkbait. 4-inch, 5-inch, 6-inch, whatever you want to throw.
Yeah, especially now this time of the year, the perch moving back up, shallower, they're getting more active.
Go like. You should be fine with a 4-inch. You can throw that on pretty much anything you got.
Yeah, even a spinning rod.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about throwing a bait like that on a spinning rod. Some people,
oh my god,
moving bait on a spinning rod. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah, talk to the Beast Coast guys. They love it.
I can hear Jay right now. That mother. Dude, he's gonna have words for you when we meet up with him next month.
That's funny. Called you out, bitch.
Before we dive in, well, I mean, yeah, all right. So I just want to remember we left off at the rock pile. I want to come back to the chat a little bit because, good lord, we
missed a lot.
We did.
Holy crap.
David, way back up there. Sunday got 18 smallmouth and a jerkbait, ripping fast. Best 5, 17.2 pounds. Damn right. That's a good day.
All smallmouth?
That's really good.
17.2? That's a really good day.
That is really good. Edge was shallow flat with sharp drop to river channel. Ooh, now you're talking. That sounds almost like what we're gonna be fishing on Sunday. Well, we have to talk about Sunday.
I gotta figure that out. I gotta look at that place.
Yeah.
Or do you not want to go there?
I know I do.
Okay.
But we have multiple requests to partake in tournament.
Yeah, I have a feeling you were gonna say that.
But I don't know if I can.
I don't know if I want to. I just want to go catch fish.
I know. We'll probably hammer them.
I know we will because I know where we're going.
Right, but because of I'm sorry, I'm digressing. But because of the timing of it, and I'm taking my kids trick or treating, I have to be back in time, and they bumped the start time from 7:30 to 3:30. So I don't know if we can make it. Hey, speaking of that, for those in southern New Hampshire or southwestern New Hampshire, southern Vermont, or northwestern Massachusetts, if you're looking for a tournament to fish this weekend, there is one on the Connecticut River in Walpole out of the Pine Street boat launch. Give me 1 second because I cannot remember what the name of the event was. I know it is a combination of bass kickers and, well, I know it's our buddy Justin Woodell, but I don't think that he's actually like a club name for it. No.
Was it just like a pickup tournament?
Yeah, pretty much. So if anybody's interested, you're looking for an open tournament to fish this weekend, again, it's in New Hampshire, launching out of the Pine Street boat ramp on the Connecticut River in Walpole, New Hampshire. It's an open team format, no pre-fishing this Friday or Saturday. It's a $120 buy-in that covers everything. It covers tournament fee and then split lunker for largies and smallies. If you're looking for something to do for a last-minute open, definitely go. They're all a bunch of great guys.
I would love to fish that tournament, but you gotta bring the kids trick-or-treating.
I could probably still make it work, but I'd have to
and I don't really feel like doing a tournament this weekend.
Yeah, I'm going back and forth. I know if I go, I'm gonna shoot myself in the foot from on time. So
yeah, 3 we're probably not gonna get out of there.
No, it's 7:30 to 3:30, and then it's an hour and 45-minute ride home.
And with like an hour of bullshitting and weigh-ins.
My wife would kill me if I'm late.
Yep.
Oh, jeez. I missed that from Keith.
What?
That's what I want to see. Andrew in HD, so you can see his subtle facial expressions when he's talking smack. All right, we gotta get way further up. Hang on. 302 fishing. We were just talking about. Oh wait, no, actually, hang on. Like, back up a little bit to Keith again. SNH angler. A wise man once said, "It's easy to reel faster, but it's harder to fish slower." Joe, Granite State. Yep, absolutely true. Although I will say, you still want an 8.2 to 1 or a higher ratio reel for your jigs because you're doing all the movement with your rod, not your reel. And you want that fast ratio to catch up to it.
Mm-hmm.
Miles said, I have way more success on wakes than in the water column for some reason. Last season, I caught fish on wakes up until 3 days before ice over. You're not the only one. I know people that do really well with that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, John, that sucks. Yeah, dude, I heard that down the Cape area has just been getting hammered by the wind.
Really?
100-mile-an-hour gusts.
Holy
Yeah, dude, they weren't. It was bad.
Let's go fishing.
Spinnerbait.
Yeah.
302 fishing. Patience, patience, patience. Some fishermen or ladies don't want to spend the real time it truly takes to catch fish. Most want the immediate bite, and that isn't always going to happen. I'm just going to go ahead and pin that for a little bit because, my God, does that absolutely spot frickin' on.
Mm-hmm.
I've been fishing my entire life, but I don't feel that I really learned how to fish slow until 2 years ago. And even still, last year was the real turning point for me for fishing slow.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth getting to that point because
like 2-minute pauses on your jigs, literally letting it sit there, and you're just like sitting there shooting the shit with each other.
Yep.
And then you're like, oh, I should probably, okay, here we go. And what were we talking about?
Right, seriously. And that even like throughout the whole season, it really makes a huge difference in the average weight of the fish that you're catching. But on top of that, like especially in cold water, makes a huge difference. It is the difference between getting skunked and putting at least a couple fish in the boat, even when the water's like 35 degrees. Slow down. If you can get comfortable fishing slow, you're going to have success. I can tell you that.
It's tough fishing slow in the cold because you're freezing. You want to keep moving around, keep doing stuff, but just dress warm.
Right.
We wear literally like ice fishing bibs and jackets and gloves. Oh, I don't wear gloves, but ice, like winter shit. Like 2 sweatshirts, a jacket. Like, I want to buy those electric jackets, sweatshirt this year.
Oh, yeah. Actually, just saw a thing from FXR in the group today that if we want ice gear, to order it now because they're already getting orders flying in like crazy. They're running low on stock on some important things already, and they are going to have trouble restocking. So if you want it, gotta order it now.
Oof.
Yeah, I gotta get that float suit for the ice. If you guys are interested in buying anything from FXR, it's literally all we wear for all our sun gear and stuff. All my rain gear, I'll be buying ice gear for it. Hit us up. We can help you out. We can help you out.
We can help you out.
Wink, wink. Mega help. Reach out privately. We'll help you out. Dead serious though. I'm not joking. Like, seriously.
Right.
All right, coming back to Aiden, he said, so bass pond, loaded with bluegill from main forage. Jerkbait all freaking day if you can get it down and around the vegetation. Spinnerbait or chatterbait are always huge. Spinnerbait better in the wind versus chatterbait. Most of the time, it's not like a 100% like always thing. Jigs, absolutely. Square bill. That's an easy one for you to pick up, and actually it can be really good right now.
Yep.
Match the hatch for the square bill, but also get something vibrant, like an obnoxiously bright color. It works.
It's not down here anymore.
Nope, it's in the boat. I'm using it. Jesus Christ. Sorry, we back way up. No club name. Sorry, Justin. It's open.
We had 80-mile-an-hour winds today. Talk about
mixed up fall bass. Yeah, seriously. They're just sitting there in a blender going across the lake.
Well, you know where they're all going to be on that one shoreline.
So, Vance, be right back. I'm going to go check out Beast Coast for more jigs.
Yes.
Do I tell him what I did?
What did you do?
Yeah, I sent you. I texted you the 2 screenshots of my jig order the other day.
Hold on. You texted them to me?
I did. That joke had me dying, by the way.
Yeah.
He hates dad jokes, so I randomly text him dad jokes. It's great.
I don't have any. Oh, that
Yes,
one.
Brendan, FXR does make the floating suits for safety too.
These ones?
Yeah, but check out the price at the very end.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, guy. I cleaned out Beast Coast. I'm sorry. If you guys can't find anything, you're welcome. I'm sorry.
It's a good deal, though.
Right? Still a lot.
Yeah, it is. Jesus, dude.
Too shy and weedy for those, Aiden. Spinnerbait is key though. Like if you want a good moving bait bite, but you've got vegetation to worry about, throw a spinnerbait and don't be afraid to throw a swim bait trail in the back. You might need a little bit of super glue to keep the bait on there and get more life out of it. Like the gel control Loctite super glue or whatever. It comes in a little like gray bottle, gray, black, and blue bottle. Like that stuff works great. You just need a little dab on there, slide the head up, and it'll hold, and you get a lot of life out of it. Spinnerbait is great for vegetation, stuff like that. And then jigs. Get like a good grass jig or an archy head style jig and work those. And those two, you got yourself covered.
Or just buy straight football jigs and you can literally do anything with them.
Right. Yeah, Bryson, I'm definitely getting the full suit.
302, you should totally make jerkbaits your confidence bait.
Yes, you should.
I hated them for the longest time. I never threw them, and then one year I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna throw them, and I love them now. I just worked it, and I figured out how to find the cadence, and just give it time. Just go out and throw it, like what I did with the glide. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna throw this.
You made it work,
and I made it work. I figured it out, and just get into like
fishing,
kind of just a routine of what you do. What
the lake we're gonna fish Sunday? Because I told you I was talking to a coworker about it. Fish it. You know where the fish is.
All right, we'll go up there.
Miles caught your PB the other week at 6'5" with a broken shoulder. Ouch. Sorry about the shoulder, but hell yeah, man. Congrats.
That's sick.
And then 302 fishing. You dude put in the time to fish slow. Yeah, you just said some of your biggest bass have come in the winter. Most of our biggest bass have come in the coldest water of the season.
Mm-hmm.
It's totally worth it to put in that time and just force yourself. If you can, find somebody that's already like even moderately good at slowing themselves down and pacing themselves to that point, where they're comfortable in that like 15 to 30 second range of just doing literally nothing with your bait. That's a hard thing for people to like grasp because it's so ingrained from us, especially from a younger age, and like all the easiest techniques is constantly go, right? And then to take yourself out of that and go into a full stop, like literally full stop. Like hey,
don't do anything for 15 seconds.
Right. And it completely goes against the grain of everything you've done with all these other techniques leading to that point, right? Like, well, how the hell are they going to bite it if it's not moving? They can't see it. Well, they're moving really slow. And just know that, like, it works. Sometimes the best action is no action.
Right.
Give them time to think about it.
They see it. They know it's there. They're just working their way to it. What are your preferred colors and make of jerkbait?
Wait, where'd you see that?
It was 302, I think. I don't know where it was.
Need to try harder. Oh, yeah, down there.
I just read one. What are your favorite colors?
Preferred colors and make of jerkbait.
I like
this is easy for me.
I mean, I like a bunch of different types of jerkbaits, different brands. I honestly like the Rapala jerkbaits with the little feather on the back. Was that the what the hell do they call that?
That's the shut the hell up kind.
Well, I already said it.
It's too late.
I don't care. I always tell people to buy that one. I won't tell you the color. I won't tell you the color of that one though. That's a secret. But the Mega Bass 110 is a good one. I just don't know if I like their hooks. I hate the hooks. I hate how the barbs on the outside.
Oh, and that's the only thing I hate about them too.
I gotta ask Travis what those hooks are that he bought. The ones he bought that were like the same weight.
Yeah, he figured it out.
Yeah.
Well, I say he figured it out. He did the research from other people figuring it out.
Right.
I think it was Tactical that actually figured out the best ones to replace that on.
I probably, yeah.
You missed out on Rocket League last night.
Yeah, it was fun.
I mean, it was good when Travis wasn't garbage. I really hope he's watching. He really wasn't bad. I'm just that good.
Oh my god, it's so funny. You play goalie, right?
Huh?
You play goalie, you said?
I do both, pretty much everything.
All right, cool, let's play.
Can you hang with the champion?
Yeah, I can.
Champion Division 3?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. What do you mean hang? You're on my team.
Low-key. Low-key bragging. No. um, sorry, do you cover all your jerk baits?
No.
Keep going.
There's a couple with the live target.
Yep.
The deep diving live target, because the freaking bill on it's like that big and it gets down to like 15 feet or 16 feet or something like that.
Yeah, I think Crank's down there.
Yeah. That's a good one. There's a bunch of different colors. Pretty much anything that like resembles whatever bait fish is in that pond is what I'll buy. I do like having straight perch. What's that one that clacks when I cast it out?
Jackal.
Yeah, the jackal. That one's good too. That one's heavy, but I like it.
It's weird because it's got that weight transfer system in it. So like you said, it literally sounds like you're breaking it when you cast. Those, the BBs inside, they slam forward.
They like slap
every time.
It's
that shit slaps.
It's like you go to cast, it's like snap. And you're like, God, I feel like I just broke that every time. And I forgot about that. And I picked it up over when we went up north with me and Kristen. I cast it and I was like, God, Jesus Christ.
For me, for jerkbaits, I actually have a bunch of duo realist 95s. I forget. I have a bunch from Dragon Custom Tackle, and he painted like some red craw patterns, which were killer in the spring, some custom rainbow smelt colors.
Oh yeah,
which have been phenomenal here in the North Country, New Hampshire, like smelt loaded lakes. Mm-hmm. It has been an absolute killer bait for me. But then for more standard ones, like he also has painted up a couple of yellow perch ones for me. They're different than anything else I could find anywhere. It's a much more vibrant color, which I find a lot of that color of yellow perch in New England. Kind of, it varies from time of the year, what kind of lake it is. But I get ones that are much more vibrant, and his match that to a T. Other than that, Megabass 110 and Lucky Craft SP 100s are the only two I go for, but I'm almost exclusively Megabass 110s now because it's just, as expensive as they are, they're the only things that I just have absolute confidence in. They float, they suspend perfect right out of the box. 99 times out of 100. I don't have to worry about tuning them or anything.
When the water's like freezing cold, like just before ice, they are a little temperamental sometimes. But
they're easier to tune in than anything else I've had.
It's not like it's floating up like this or sinking real fast. It's like barely moving.
Yeah.
Like it's not a big deal.
Right. And then for colors, like yellow perch all day long, like a ghost green, almost like a ghost golden minnow, like other colors I don't want to talk about, and like the GP Pro blue.
That GP Pro.
There's something about that blue and cold water just always kills it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't. I don't understand it. I don't have to understand it. I just got to know it works. I'd like to understand it one day.
Add a little red to the gills.
Little Sharpie action.
Mm-hmm.
That's good stuff.
A little red Sharpie action.
Oh my God, we are so far behind. Mike, what? Re-range. Yeah, Jackal re-range.
Is that the one?
Yep, that's got to be it. Aiden, I have all the advice in the world, man. You just got to be more specific on your questions. For baits, as far as like your conditions that you're fishing, especially now at the time of the year where it's getting colder, you're going to be a little bit more limited on what you can throw in a shallow, weedy pond. And just understand that like shallower ponds in general shut down fast at the end of the year.
Pretty much completely.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's just
that temperature, it just doesn't. There's no place in a super shallow pond where the bass can go down and feel comfortable in a temperature because the whole pond's freezing.
Yep.
In bigger lakes and bigger ponds, if you can find a place that has like somewhere that's anything over like 20 feet, 15, 20 feet deep, it'll be a little bit easier for you to get on some fish for sure. Because they have that area down below where it's going to be a little warmer than it is up top. Well, not warmer, but no, yeah, it definitely would be warmer down there. If the surface temp's like 32 and
right
down below is like 40s.
Yep.
Mid 40s.
I gotta back up because there's a question I meant to get to earlier. Thomas Gagnon asked this like right at the beginning of the stream. Thoughts on speed cranking, like straight up burning it. I used to do that a ton. I haven't done it that much in the last few years, but it can definitely work. This time of the year, it's far more mist than it is hit. But on the days that it hits, it's like it'll be lights out. But I can't force myself to keep chasing a bite like that. I like working my way through the process of like, okay, what's gonna like work. So it's something I really haven't done much lately.
Yeah, I don't really do anything fast with fishing.
No, he doesn't.
Besides jerkbait, sometimes I'm ripping that freaking. Like I think I already missed the opportunity to start doing that, but
no, we got time. It's not even like mid 50s yet. Like where we're going Sunday.
Oh, true. Yeah, you're
I
right.
bet you.
You bet me.
I bet you it's gonna work.
Jerkbaits?
Yeah.
All right, I'll throw it.
I've got mine ready. It's still tied on. I'm not taking it off.
Mine is too.
It's gonna be one of my go-tos. It's gonna be on there. We're gonna make it work.
You guys are gonna hate me. You know why? You're all you jerkbait fishing guys. You know why you're gonna hate me? Because I'm throwing my jerkbait on 20-pound line right now.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry. There was a question up in the chat earlier that I saw it and I forgot to acknowledge it. I'm sorry. What pound test were we fishing on Sunday? I'll go first. For my go-to, like my specifically only throws jig rod, straight 15-pound Seaguar Tatsu. That line's amazing. But when I'm throwing the open water sniper, I like throwing that on a medium heavy fast spinning rod that's rated 3/4 ounce, 3/8 to 3/4. Rod is phenomenal. 1/2 ounce to 3/4 ounce, like it's happy zone. So we're throwing a 1/2 ounce open water sniper. On that, I have 15-pound braid to, I think I was tying on a 12-pound leader of Seaguar Abrasics. I think you were just throwing yours on straight 15-pound fluoro too.
Oh, my jig?
Yeah.
Always.
Yep.
Always 15-pound fluoro. And it was a Tatsu. And my drop shot is 15-pound J-braid with 8-pound red label.
Yeah.
Seaguar
good stuff.
Red label.
Good Lord.
And my swim bait, I mean, that's just 20-pound red label.
Yeah.
For the glide. And it works. Such for oh wow.
We'll go in on that 1,000-yard spool of Tatsu for our moving baits next year. Black Friday special, baby. I can't use 1,000 pounds entirely myself. You know, across 4 big reels.
1,000 pounds.
1,000 yards, whatever it is.
Like that's a lot of line. That's like 10 years worth of line.
Bubba Bass. What lake did you catch 50 bass? How's that for specifics?
All of them?
Yeah, pretty much. we do that on quite a few lakes. It's not super common, especially the last like 4 or 5 years. Like that first drought, that really bad drought that hit 5 years ago.
Yeah, it shut everything down. Not shut everything down, but we used to be able to go out and catch 40, 50 fish like
between the two of us, like on a pretty regular basis. And those days have been gone since that first bad drought. And I'm not sure what changed other than like also a lot more fishing pressure too. And especially last year with COVID, but we've had 2 like extreme droughts in the last 5 years and then 1 moderate in that window. And then this year we were on the polar opposite end of that where we've had above normal pool, above average pool depth. Like everything's been way up all freaking season.
Well, hopefully next year it evens everything out and next year is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Which it probably will be.
I'd like to think so. I hope so. It'd be great. Carl, we just answered the question online. Wow, we are really trying to catch up here. It's fine. Carl, speed cranking works better down south, not so much up here. Yeah, I can buy that. Brandon, why the hell? I think he
was
that's
my
the
20-pound jerkbait line. I just had it. I had the rod, and I didn't have another. I had my jerkbait rod. I broke. I haven't thrown a jerkbait in a while, so I just threw it on my other rod that I had, and I was like, nah, whatever, it'll work. It did. It did Sunday, at least.
Yep.
I caught like 5 freaking giant pickerel on it.
Thomas.
New donation goals. Tatsu.
Next donation goal is $10,000.
Yeah. We're going to ask for $63,432 for our new Tatsu order.
Right. Tom said, I just started throwing my jerkbait on 15-pound. It feels so wrong, but yet so right. Yeah, talk to him.
What?
That's what he does.
What?
Jerkbait 15-pound.
Yeah, why not? You can set the hook like crazy on that.
And the 302, I love using 12-pound Berkeley Trilene XL Smooth. I used to fish that a lot.
Trilene?
Back in the day.
I never used it. I don't think.
Ooh, Carl, what'd you... What? Carl, you're the best.
Holy moly. Absolutely.
So that
Thanks,
so
dude.
thank you very much, Carl, for the donation. Now we are at $95 on the latest. I gotta update that graphic for next stream. I apologize. Towards that next goal. Hugely helpful. Thank you very much, Carl. Dude, greatly appreciate it.
I don't think Jeff Bezos can comfortably pay.
So, funny story about specifically Jeff Bezos and Tatsu. Tatsu was on sale on Amazon recently and Prime eligible. So I took a gamble and bought 2 spools of 200 yard 15 pound, and it was legit. We both spooled up on it. I have enough. We can both spool again, and it is incredible. So I was debating jumping on the 1,000 yard spool because it was still on sale for like an obscenely cheap price. Texted a few friends, and 2 people came back like, it's a scam. Don't. On the big spools, it's a straight up scam. And I started looking at the reviews, and yeah, they were right. There's a couple of crappy sellers on Amazon selling not Tatsu, but with Tatsu labeling. So
Nice.
I'm glad I didn't jump on it. I'll wait for the Black Friday special and either get it through Tackle Supply Depot or Tackle Warehouse or Ben's Tackle Shack if he happens to want to carry some of that. Can't wait for them to get their store up and running. It's gonna be great.
I know.
Their online store.
Online store. Hi, TJ.
Hey, TJ.
Hey, David.
David, 7 or 8 pound floor and a spinning rod for jerkbaits. Dude, I am fully intending to do that with one of my spinning rods when it gets really freaking cold here soon, and especially in the spring.
I'll throw down to like 10 pound, but that's it. I won't go any lower.
I could do 8. I can mess with that.
I'm all set. I don't want to lose my jerkbaits.
8 pound on Tatsu.
Okay.
Yeah,
I could do that.
yeah, you know it. Yeah. Bill, 12 pound Seaguar and Vizix on 80% of what I throw. 8 pound on drop shot, 10 pound on cranking, 15 pounds dragging deep football jigs. I love it.
I'm back. Got some East Coast deep ones. Good for you.
You're welcome,
Awesome.
Vance. And thank you. I'm not throwing $20 bills in 8 pound tests. You mean 20 and a 5?
Yeah.
I've thrown jerkbaits on a casting rod, and it's nice, especially at the end of the year when it gets really freaking cold. And I said it 1,000 times. I know I said it a ton at the beginning of this, the year when we started the stream. I have a problem with keeping my hands warm. I don't know what the hell it is. I just have poor circulation or something. But like, we bought a buddy heater, for like Ice Shack. Shut up. And put it on the back of the boat just so I can keep my freaking hands warm out there. I'm like literally fine. I'll be out there in like a hoodie and just jeans and like it'll be cold, but like I'll tolerate it. I'll be happy. But it's what? It's been like 50 something out the last couple days.
I know.
And my hands are freezing.
Yeah, my hands are pretty cold. Well, I mean, Monday they were freezing because it was freezing and raining and windy and it sucked.
So I just
But Sunday my hands are kind of cold. I think I was also getting older. Circulation's not as good.
yeah, I'm smoking too.
No.
Like
Yeah.
legit though.
Yeah, no.
I do recall that being one of the side effects of.
Yeah, but when I was smoking cigarettes, I was out there friggin' bare hand ice fishing.
True. What the hell is this thing from?
Open it.
I did. It's leaking everywhere still. Did I blow out the seal on that? I don't know.
Blow all this on.
Little Magnum strikes again. The lighter the line, the more likely I am to
DOW
spend
sniper.
it more. Did you say open G? OG? Open
I
gas?
said OPW.
Open
OW. Oh, I don't freaking know. Jesus Christ.
Wildly inappropriate.
OG sniper, baby.
Smallmouth freaks. Jerkbaits on casting rod. Shimano 610 medium, 10 or 12 pound of Vizix. Yeah, see, I like that. Also sounds good.
Everything but the Invis-X.
Actually, my new crankbait rod that I just bought, I went lighter. I got a 610 Team Lose Custom Pro Speed Stick. Medium, moderate fast. So it's definitely a little bit more spongy, but I wanted something that could throw really small crankbaits and jerkbaits that I didn't feel like I was overworking them. And I've been wicked happy with that rod ever since I bought it, which was only like a month ago now. Really happy with
Brandon, you can use Red Label. It's fine.
Red Label was great.
That's all I use for my jerkbait is Red Label. Because, I mean, when I was actually still throwing jerkbait on spinner rods when I caught that 6-pounder with Kristen.
Yep.
Late fall. It was like halfway through fall throwing a jerkbait, and it was in a stretch of like 7 feet, maybe 5 feet.
Yeah.
And
Sorry.
yeah. What's so funny?
I was laughing at Keith.
Oh,
Turn-
Why did you hear melted my 6-pound test and I watched my spoon go?
sucks.
Jesus.
That's pretty funny though. I'm sorry. Anyway, Red Label.
I don't remember now. Just buy Red Label. It's fine.
I fished purely Red Label. 8 for my leaders, 10 and 12 for both my 2 different moving bait rods and then leader material. And my soft plastics rod, 15 pound for my jig, 17 pound for all my moving baits. All Red Label for like 4 years. It's great line. It's really, really good line for the price point it's at. TJ, we're fighting. I don't want to talk to you anymore.
TJ,
Stop it.
stop it.
I gotta come up.
We're looking for that too, and you're gonna get it first, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm sure you already have.
John and I want to take a Friday off because John really wants to go up there with me one day. So
Do it.
let us know Friday that you're off, that you would like to join us up there, so we can all go up there and I can be like an Andrew and I can snipe fish from underneath your boat. Like, hey, look, there's a fish right there. Right where?
15-pound Red Label.
That was that. Man,
55
that took
feet
a
of
long
water.
time to get caught back up.
4.5 pound largie under TJ's boat. And he has
You mean this one?
and he has live scope. There's so many fish down there. I can't get them to bite. I'll get them.
That was funny.
And I was on my knees using Buddy Heater. Sorry, TJ.
We were talking about the Berkshire Bass Fall Classic there.
Yeah.
On one of the lakes, and we were talking about people fishing there, and I forget what he said. But I was like, yeah, but I beat you there too, so I'm not really worried. He's like, come on, man.
Not nice. Well, you're a cop, so.
Anyway.
Look like spit to you? Chicken fucker.
Can I get a large farva?
We love you, TJ.
Liter of cola. That's what.
Hey, you should meet us down at Candlewood sometime.
Oh yeah, he'll come down.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
It's not too far for you?
Nope. He went down. What'd you go? 3 times last year?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Just a couple times.
We only went once. Well, I only went once.
I've only been 3 times now. I'm looking forward to going back. But we got the
Yeah.
inside scoop. It's still too warm right now. So
Yep.
not yet.
Yep.
It's close though. It's getting there. All right. Anyway, so let's go back to the original discussion because we were talking about going low and slow. We were talking about that big rock pile in jigs. I guess there's not too much more I want to elaborate on that because I don't want to like go off the tangent. But well, you know what? No, we don't even need to specifically. Yes. Sorry, TJ. December. Yes. Plan on it. We're coming. Well, let me put it this way. We're going. If you want to meet us there, we'll meet you there.
I want to go on one of your guided trips. Anybody want to go on a guided trip? Smallmouth Freaks.
That dude's a
He
hammer.
just posted it today. He's going to start doing them possibly. And
Yep.
He probably should.
Probably.
He's a hammer.
Oh, yeah. He knows what he's doing. Ask him to take you to Lake Ontario, too.
That would be sick.
It was sick.
I know.
In that aircraft carrier boat.
Yeah.
All right. So, like, back to the topic at hand for the video. We're talking about going big and going slow, right? This is a great time of the year to go finesse. Like, finesse is pretty much good at any time of the year, but especially now when things are starting to slow down, like, you're kind of in a quick window of upsizing because Year of the Young has moved up. Like, all those little fish have gotten a little bit bigger and they're moving into an area where the bass like to be. Bass are following them and they're feasting. But then it comes back really quick to that smaller bait presentation, and that doesn't necessarily mean small across the board. Like, when I think small now, because the way I fish, I'm thinking like a 2.5 inch, 3 inch, just a little finesse bait. And that's it. Lengthwise, spot on, right? That's what I'm looking for. But overall profile, presence, presentation, that's where a jig comes in. That's where, like, right now, you kind of have to cover all your bases because with these wild shifts in weather, our first frost we had on Sunday, we weren't sure what we we're going to run into.
Right.
Now we've got this crazy influx of water, the cold rain.
Mhm.
It's going to dirty everything up. Just don't know what they're going to be after. So you have to be able to present a multitude of techniques and presentations and different profiles. Not just, it's not scalable, right? It's not just like 3 inch stick bait, like, okay, I'm going to go 5 inches and, giant skirt and the whole 9 yards or big swim bait. but sometimes sticking with that same length, but bulking it up. So big skirt, but like open water sniper style, right? A more finesse presentation.
I like to have a big fat trailer, short but fat, on a big bulky looking jig.
Yeah.
Not anything too crazy long, just something they can come up and eat the whole thing in one bite and not have to try and fight it or whatever. Did you see Keith's?
What? They're mods. They're fixing the wrench. Yeah, I don't even need to say that. He's got it right. They're moderators, so they can control the chat. And exactly as Mike said, that help people stop blowing up spots.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on. You were talking about
Short, fat profiles is what for jigs is what I like to throw in the fall, and even really through the up to ice in. Like I've even thrown jigs down into a whole ice hole and trying to catch bass. Got bit once, haven't caught anything yet, but I have tried it. But yeah, the shorter the fatter. I like to keep it around like the 3-inch trailer, but fat and bulky. Like, I don't think you have anything down here that...
4 trailers?
Yeah.
No, I don't have any trailers in the house right now. I forgot to grab some. I ran out of time.
Any real, like, craw style.
Ooh,
just kind of big and fat.
No. Sorry,
Oh,
no, those are in the boat.
those.
No, yeah, no, God, no. Vance, hang on. Chat's catching up. No, I can't get behind finesse. Lol, I cannot pick up a 2-inch bait over a juicy jig or a 6 to 10-inch swim bait. So, on that topic, expanding what Andrew just said, the benefit of bulky, but like short and bulky and slowing way down, think of it almost like a swim bait that you cut in half, right? You just got like the tail end of it. It can catch big fish, but it can also catch numbers. It's funny because the smallest baits that we have ever fished have resulted in the single greatest 6-week stretch of fishing we have ever had, including the biggest 5-fish limit we have ever weighed at 23.5 pounds, whatever it was, on baits smaller than 3 inches.
It was a little more than that.
For what, our weight?
3/4.
23 3/4?
Yep.
Okay, that was close.
Because we were so close to getting for 24.
So freaking close. This year, we're gonna hit the dirty 30.
We're gonna get it. I would like to hit the dirty 30. We could do it.
I have some new techniques that we're going to throw that I think are going to result in more largemouth flows.
I have a couple ideas. For sure.
Yep. And I have 1,000% more confidence in throwing these more finesse stuff. Bulky finesse stuff. Which just really lend themselves to catching a better quality fish. Which is why I cannot stress how important it is, especially if you want to up your overall quality, to get comfortable fishing finesse stuff like that. But again, like a bulkier finesse, it's a compact meal. Like that thing just screams, I can't move very far, but I'm a big old fat bastard, and it just fish like that. Like, yeah. That's my large pizza at the end of my driveway.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Who did? With it? Yeah, duh.
Wait, we missed David. I like my bass to have short, fat profiles too. Bill, Ned rig, drop shot, Nico rig. Yeah. Hey, Pando. Yeah, we were talking about your pizza analogy. And then Carl, Andrew, I agree 100%. Short and bulky compact jigs are the key here up north.
Just gotta find the right color.
Yep. James, when's the fall classic video coming out? It's not.
We didn't film it.
We didn't film once. It was supposed to rain literally the entire weekend. And as luck would have it, the only time it did not rain was immediately after takeoff until the very end of the tournament when we got off the lake. And it rained on either side of that. But during the entire time that we were out fishing both days of the tournament, it never rained, despite the fact that the forecast said both days across multiple weather apps it was supposed to rain off and on all day. And I just didn't want to deal with the headache of managing all the GoPros at the same time
it's
with
starting
rain.
to rain. Gotta put the cameras away. It's done. We'll take them out. It's starting to rain again. You gotta put the cameras away.
Right.
Just like that would waste probably up to an hour of our time.
Yeah, maybe not that
over
bad.
the day.
I would say like probably half an hour on the high side, because then inadvertently 1 or 2 of the batteries comes unplugged. So I have to turn everything back on, and we always have to reframe the position of the cameras. resync everything, and it's just it's not bad when I can just be one and done on my setup, and I'm still working on getting more parts so I can make a more permanent one and done setup. That's also better for weatherproofing, but I'm not there yet. So we didn't film.
Right.
But I am almost done with the Champlain video. That will be out this coming Monday. And on the heels of that, we've got this 25 fish day of just jig fishing. This is literally what we're talking about this past Sunday. That's next after that. And then probably our 25 plus pound bag with multiple PB smallies this Sunday. That'll be up a couple weeks after that.
Could be.
It will be.
Maybe a couple 3-pounders.
Yeah, all right. I
Probably
guess there'll be a
what's gonna
couple of those mixed in.
I was saying just 3-pounders. 3s, maybe a couple 4s. And you're just like, we're going to get 2,800 pounds this weekend.
This spot could do it.
It could.
That's what I'm excited about.
Sure could.
And the plus side, too, is it's a new lake, which, like, I always like fishing new lakes.
Every time we both fish.
Don't finish that thought. I don't want to hear it.
I'm not.
I know where you're going with it.
All right.
All right, fine. Go ahead. I don't care. Do it.
We always do really good. It doesn't be, besides this past Monday when I went up to Maine with Kristen.
It's because you didn't have the Mega 360.
I know.
Kristen.
Oh, dude, I was thinking that the whole time. I was like,
if I just knew what was here.
I was telling her and her dad, I was like, I really wish I could find these rock piles out here. I know there's got to be a couple of them off these points. Like, there's got to be a few rock piles. I just kept casting and casting and casting, trying to drag and drag and drag. I'm like, I can't feel shit.
Right.
Literally can't feel anything. But it was so fun. I still had a good time.
I know, like, watching videos of Polinick when he fishes, like the way he uses his 360, he hones in. He's got super short range, high speed, like he's got it tuned in, so he's actually trying to track fish. I'm on the polar opposite side of things. I know the fish are there. I just want to see everything around me. Oops, sorry. So lately, most of the time I have the range of my 360 at 80 feet, so I can see everything within 40 feet of the boat. And now I've been living like 120 feet. And actually even 140 feet. So I can see everything within 70 feet of the boat. And I'm like, dude, there's 3 pebbles over there at 235 and about 67 feet.
Okay.
But it's working. That's the crazy thing. It's been working so damn well to be able to pick apart all that structure. And, like, you go by with side imaging and you can see like the juice, right? You see the good points, but then you get on the 360 and now you see like the juice in detail. Like, oh, that's not just a good rocky point. There's like a sexy boulder right at the breaking edge. And then mother of God, I couldn't really see that. I thought it like kind of trailed off like to little pebbles and then rock. No, there is a like definitive gap between that of like maybe sparse vegetation that I couldn't really tell on my older side imaging, and there's a rock pile at the end of that. At the bottom of that really good rock pile that we hammered
right.
at. And it's just, dude, we owe so much success to that 360.
We owe a lot of very big fish to that. A lot.
Big time.
Oh, man.
When we rolled up Sunday, it wasn't turning on.
It was like,
my heart was like, no, not like this.
Not like this.
We're just immediately into repair mode. What do we got for tools? What do we need to do?
Figured it out.
Yeah, we did.
I don't know what the hell
wire.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I gotta redo the wiring on it. It'll be worth it though.
Yeah. I want to throw this.
Yeah, no, we're bringing all those because I really think that's gonna play really well this weekend. There's a whole pile of them over there to your right. If you
saw them.
Yeah. And there's different colors. Drink. It's been a while.
Choco.
Jake, those smallmouth are gonna be biting Sunday. You shut your mouth. Bryson, I remember when you first got your side imaging units. Now you're dialed in big time at 362. Crazy how much it changes your fishing. Dude, it does. It's just, it's information. You have to put the time in on the water to understand how to utilize that information. But once you've done that, and then you have the tools to provide that level of detail and information, the sky's the limit. And I myself have proven that so much the last couple of years. Putting in the time and then like to understand what it is I'm seeing and how to take advantage of the information that I have. It's crazy, man. Dan, those smallmouth always bite there this time of the year. You know where we're going Sunday? Chad talked to you.
Get out of here.
Your buddy ordered the Hummingbird Live. Nice.
Oh,
hey, Guggen Slayer. What's up, buddy? Jigs for the win. Damn right. It's a pretty good thumbnail. Andrew took a great picture.
Which one?
It was me like holding the small mouth with the jig, like hanging out its mouth.
Yeah.
I was looking around. I was like, you know what? That'd actually make a great thumbnail. Change it up a little bit.
I didn't even. I'll look it up.
Okay. Aside from jigs, I'm trying to think. I mean, like when I'm talking big profile and slowing it down, like jigs, 99% of the time. But swim baits are definitely on the other side of that, and you can still throw those on a swim bait too. But now you're kind of going on like that bigger, longer presentation, right? You know, so it's still open water sniper, but instead of having a craw that's an inch shorter than this and gives you that bulkier profile, now you got something that gives you a little bit longer profile, but more importantly, with a football head, depending on what you're fishing for vegetation, it stands out a little bit higher too. So it makes it a little bit easier to track down, and depending upon what you're doing for conditions and how the fish are feeding, sometimes you need that. Added benefit to this too is I like swimming this back a little bit. Like if they seem to be fishing a little bit more aggressively to the point of like you're burning your jig back for another cast and those bass are fishing like bombing after it, chasing it right to the back to the boat, that's where you can kind of do a bit of both. You can still fish this slow, but then swim it back to the boat so you get the best of both worlds. And it's, you know, against that weird transition time of the year, right? You've got fish in like every kind of freaking phase all at the same time.
Yep.
So at the same time, you've got like half the lake hunkered down on the bottom, slowed down. They just want something just barely moving along. You've got a good population of the lake where the fish are still like, yeah, no, dude, this, I'm happy as can be. This is my happy zone, and I'm gonna bomb around and feed on everything. Let's go, woo!
Yeah, it's literally like opposite pre-spawn.
Yeah,
right now, pretty much, or post-ish. You know, it's like spawn. It's like opposite pre-spawn right now. So they're gonna be cruising around looking for a meal. They're trying to eat as much as they can really right now before it gets too cold where they start slowing down and moving down deep and getting into their wintering holes. So you can really catch fish on almost anything right now. You just got to get them while they're in the mood for whatever you're throwing.
Right. Real quick, I'm sorry I didn't say this at the beginning of the stream. For those that are still here, awesome. Thank you. If you could do me a favor and just drop a like on the stream as well, it helps big time. So if you could do that, please, greatly appreciate it. For those that did share the stream, by the way, on social media, if you're here watching, I thank you the most because that helps more than anything. But a quick like on the stream is second best to that. So thank you. I just wanted to remind people because I'm trying to get in the habit of doing that. I think it helps.
Like it, subscribe, smash whatever the button
Brand new
is.
phone. Give me a hammer. I really need to smash this thing.
Just smash your old one.
No, it's still good. I got to trade it in.
All right.
I get some money back for it. I say it's still good.
We
It's
can shoot it.
I kind of like that idea.
I got a few phones in my house I can shoot.
Let's do it.
Like 12 of them.
Oh my god. Got an Nokia, so we can really test out.
I think I might.
Do you have armor piercing rounds? It's the only way we're getting through it.
I don't have any armor piercing rounds. Some crazy ass hollow points though.
Ooh, that could be fun.
They're made of tin.
Really?
Yeah, they explode.
Oh,
literally, like it's crazy. I shot Full Metal Jacket at a can of beer.
Yep.
And it just went. Bleh. And you just like, bleh, and I shot it with the tin ones, and it was like, it exploded. It was insane. It was cool.
That's awesome.
All right, back to fishing.
So there's other things I could expand upon, but Carl just asked a great question, so I want to make sure that you guys in the chat have, again, like plenty of opportunity to keep asking us questions. Like ask us to elaborate on things that we're doing, maybe different gear selections that we would use outside of what we have. If I don't, like literally anything you could think of relative to this, or really anything at all, just start feeding us questions because I want to hear more from the chat as we're going through this. But Carl did ask, what size Beast Coast jig were you using this weekend? And then trailer with less action. I like that second question the most. First question though, we were both fishing 1/2 ounce jigs across the board. Both the open water snipers were 1/2 ounce. I do have 3/8, but they seemed to be really happy eating the 1/2, and I have more of those, so we went through those. For colors, I'm going to expand on it, even though you didn't ask. Texas Craw. Sorry, no, Stealth Craw.
Yeah.
Stealth Pumpkin for the open water snipers were it, and then the I can't remember the color on the regular jig I was throwing.
Oh,
Tip my tongue.
it's like that color. Kinda. I don't remember the name of it.
What? This is a really good what, by the way, but what?
Excuse me, what? I don't understand what that.
What it means is this.
No. Yeah. I'm gonna start making a lot.
Yeah, guy. Get started, please. Thank you.
Way.
You gotta look up my Instagram and figure out what color it was. But it had a lot of orange in it, which we've talked about a lot. What? It's not the bomber craw. It's
No, I was literally just thinking bomber craw, but it's not.
It's not that.
What the hell was it?
I don't know, but I have
Sorry,
to.
we're
I
distracted.
have to
Hold on
agree
a
to these
second.
terms while I have the opportunity.
You should totally do it.
Oh, dude, I'm doing it.
What the hell was the name of that?
I concur. I don't even know. Can I do this later?
Uno momento, por favor. Here we go. It was stealth craw. Yeah, it was the bomber craw.
Bomber craw. Okay, so it has a lot of orange in it, but there's also a lot of red and black and a little bit of green. But primarily, it's that orange that I wanted that for. Like that, that orange is key. Tail end of the season here.
Yeah, it is. But there is a point where I've already noticed in a couple places that it is already like where we were up last weekend.
Yeah.
Up at the tournament.
Yep.
2 weeks ago, whenever it was.
Didn't seem to matter there, did it?
No, it didn't. But I didn't use it, and I was still getting bit. So there are.
Well, go ahead.
There's a point where it kind of stops working in the cold water because those crawfish are changing and molting, and that's why I wouldn't say that's the only reason why, but they are changing from their colors and everything from molting, and it just works. Around here right now. The orange, not all orange. It's like a split green and orange on bottom type of deal. Just throw it on a jig and work it slow. Work it slow through rocks and grass and whatever the hell you have to work with. Down banks, up banks, on humps, points, and everything. What is this?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so it's actually like a real thing.
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell?
Strike while the iron's hot, friend. Strike while the iron is hot. And that bitch is red hot right
I
now.
don't like touching irons, though. It hurts.
I don't know what that
Sean,
is.
stop the Nigerian prince.
Wait, you're gonna send me $10 million.
Recommend any swim jigs that work decent around grass and a sparse cover. What is that? Swim jigs. I don't really ever throw swim. I've only thrown swim jigs like a few times.
Swim jigs that work decent around. The Gorilla swim jig from Beast Coast, I have a couple of those, and they're friggin' phenomenal. I mean, if you really want to swim it, like that's the way to go. But if you want something that's kind of like a do-all thing, an Arky head style, the Vanquish from Beast Coast is
an Arky
awesome.
style, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Like that style right there, because it's gonna swim through stuff like a football head. You could still swim this. It's got swim bait on it, but it's really gonna. They do like to get caught and stuff, and this doesn't have a brush guard on it. But yeah, these Arky heads with a brush guard on them work very well for swimming through stuff. The football head, you're gonna get caught up in stuff, and it's not gonna swim through stuff as well. And football heads are typically heavier, and this will just go straight down the bottom and grab on a whole bunch of shit. But I do like throwing football heads in grass. I'm not swimming it. Deep grass.
I don't know what this is.
You a millionaire now?
I'm trying. I don't know that number that I need to put in there. This is gonna have to wait.
How much you think line size matters with the depth of fishing a 1/2 to 3/4 ounce jig, for example?
Oh, honestly, I
don't think
do you want
matters
to
at
hint?
all.
No, unless you're fishing current.
I throw 15-pound no matter what on my jigs.
Yep.
No matter what. I won't say no matter what. If it's like a 1/4 ounce jig, I'd probably
12.
Yeah.
You do 12 all day long.
Yeah.
You know, unless you're fishing around like heavy rocks, a lot of sharp rocks, I'd still say stick with 15.
I
But
typically don't go any less than 3/8. 5/16. There's a 5/36, 5/16. That's what Gordy jigs are, I think.
yeah, which is call it quarter ounce. You can round it.
Quarter ounce, yeah. But those are big, bulky profile jigs.
Yeah,
and
because
I
it's
love
a
'em.
tin bismuth. So
Yeah. It's
depending on the ratio that you do, it ends up with a bulkier profile for the same weight.
right, and it falls slower, and it's a bigger profile.
So not only the lighter weight, but that bigger head, that bigger surface area, it just creates additional drag coming down through the water, so it slows it down even further.
Right.
Something to think about when you're jigs.
Like,
Learn that from Sharon Brown when we had him on the stream like 2 months ago.
Right. His quarter ounce heads are like I think they're a little bit bigger than this.
And that's a half-ounce
And that's
tungsten.
a half-ounce tungsten. Yeah. I like them. I like Gordy's jigs.
Oh yeah.
They work great. For deeper water, like 35 to 40, 15 for 20.
You're too far. Brendan.
Oh, sorry.
New little Magnum colors got me geeked out. Oh, dude, they're so good. That jig itself is really good, but I'm...
Yeah. Picture number 5 on the Beast Coast post of the new jig colors. That color looks so good.
I didn't see it. I missed it.
You kidding me?
No, I tried to open it, but I was in terrible friggin' cell service.
I literally saw
on my way
like,
drive home, so I didn't get to see it.
I opened my friggin' Instagram and that comes up.
Oh, my kid's asleep.
Oh god.
I think it shows up great in the stream. Oh god.
We got weird friends.
So I'm curious while you're looking at that, so you can show me. So smallmouth freaks, I'm using 12 pound for deeper water, like 35 to 40, 15 for 20 to 30, and 17 for shallow. Oh god.
That one.
Oh yeah, no, that literally was my go-to color until I started fishing Beast Coast. That was literally all I bought.
But this is Beast Coast.
Oh my god, that's gonna kill it. Remember where I got that 6.2 on the chatter? Yeah. I guarantee you we absolutely kill it on that. Anyway, so Smallmouth Freaks has a unique perspective where he has a ton of experience fishing all the same lakes that, we all get to fish, right? If not the exact same lake, the same types of bodies of water in New England. And the St. Lawrence River was a lot more current. So, Smallmouth Freaks, I posed a question to you. Do you really change things up a lot and factor that in when you're drifting in current, fishing jigs in current or anything like that? Or you just keep it the same no matter where you are? Guggen was breaking off on hook set twice last week of jigs, but not good ones too. Oh, but got good ones too. I was using 12 pound though. So, I'm okay with 12 pound for jigs. I've done that, especially like 3/8 or less, but we can't tell you, Vance.
I got my 7.5 pound largemouth on 12 pound line with a 6.6 medium.
12 pounds just fine. It's, I spent like, unless you're fishing around a ton of rocks, like I literally throw all my spider jigs on straight 12 pound. I did that for a long time. And then 2 years ago, I switched over to throwing it on a spinning rod with braid to leader because I just like it better. I find I like the sensitivity of that setup a lot better, and I get a lot more casting distance out of it when I'm going like a much lighter jig head when I'm doing that. So, but dude, I can't even begin to tell you how many big fish I caught in and around rocks with straight 12 pound fluoro on my jigs. It's still really, really tough line. So with you breaking off Guggen Slayer, I have to ask, how often do you check your line for nicks and abrasion? And how often do you retie? Like if you're only like me where you can fish once a week, I literally retie all of my knots every weekend. I will not go longer. I won't go more than a week. Like if I'm going to fish, like if I'm on vacation, if I'm on vacation and I'm fishing Monday through Saturday, if I retie everything Sunday night and I really only catch like a couple fish on some of my setups, I'm not going to bother retying those knots until like Wednesday or Thursday. But where I'm typically a Sunday only angler, just because my life with my kids and my wife and everything, I retie every single knot just because I worry that it's getting stale. It probably isn't, but it's easy enough just to make at least pull back a couple inches and just snip it, retie.
Read Bassin Panda's first comment in the SpongeBob voice. Too many sunken trees and rocks in my legs. That's not a problem.
It's not a problem. Although he lives in the land of giants, so.
Yeah, true. The jealousy runs deep.
Plus you're at Backrack. Yeah, he's been to Backrack several times. 2 times, whatever. I still want to go. Hey, Brian, thanks for joining, man.
Hey, Brian.
Just shut up, Panda. I do miss it. No bigs from Backrack yet, though. Just 9s. No bigs, just 9s. You take that attitude and shove it.
See this stream that we're on right now? Get in a boat and frickin' head downstream. Get out of here.
Yeah, TJ, you didn't answer my question. You're not allowed to go yet. But if you do go, have a great night, buddy. Good luck tomorrow. Get that dirty 30. Send me pictures.
Good night, TJ. Love you.
Panda, no 10, no net. You know what? If I was down there with Andrew, I could see him saying that too. Like, if it ain't 10, I'm swinging it.
Oh, dude, I'd boat flip the shit out of a 10-pounder. I would try. I'd probably break my rod, but I would try.
No 10, no net. What was the question? I missed it. So for your line weight, given that you fish all the same spots or same types of body waters that everybody else does in New England, but you also fish the St. Lawrence River a lot, where you're actually dealing with like legitimate current. Do you take current into consideration with any of your line sizes, or do you just like, doesn't matter what you're fishing, you've got your line size for your jig weights, and it's the same across the board? Mike, they don't even net 9s there. They say, nah, boat flip that.
It's like, nah, man, boat flip that thing.
That's the motto of the guys. That's great.
Oh, God.
That would stress me out. I look at them and be like, listen, my PB is just over 7 pounds. If I got a heavy 9 coming in, just net the first one for me so I can feel okay about it, or else it's gonna mental block me the rest of this week.
I boat flipped my PB Smalley. And then I beat my PB again after.
The first one, yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, Panda, what was up with the no more trout plants? Did California just like stop stocking trout like they used to? Is that the issue?
Oh, the fish didn't go away. They're still there.
Yeah, but they don't have a steady like diet of fingerling trout to feed on every year.
Welcome to New England.
Except
figure it out.
We were talking about that at work today. I'm going to approach the state and start lobbying for a slot limit on largemouth and smallmouth bass in the winter.
Yeah, whatever. 10 to 12 pounds.
Huh?
I mean, 10 to 12 inches. No.
12 to 16.
12 to 16 is still a big bass.
But not huge. Like 18 inches and plus is where you're really getting to like the 4+ pound.
Yeah, true.
You know, and those are the ones that we want to keep. Like, in my opinion, that's what I want to see more fish kept for. And I wouldn't say it'd be the whole winter. Like, I'd like to see it like January, February, March. Just those 3 months. Like, basically the most prominent stretch of ice fishing season.
Okay.
When people are most likely to keep big bass, I want a slot limit. I look at what Vermont is capable of kicking out, what we've seen them do, and that they are completely closed off to keeping bass the entirety of winter. I don't think that's coincidence that their bass are that much bigger. I think the fact that you can't keep those big fish plays a big part into that.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas New Hampshire, I mean, there is no limit. You keep 2 a day. There's no restrictions on it whatsoever.
You have to go in and type it in on the website. Okay, can't do this now.
Right.
But you can keep this many this now.
I'm all for them with keeping the number of fish that we still have it currently at. But, dude, I want to see the quality of the bass fishery in New Hampshire get better.
Because it's just not as good as it used to be.
No, and a lot of that's fishing pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And things changing. But I want to see the quality, the average size bass in New Hampshire continue to go up. And I think... My opinion, let me reiterate that one more time. My opinion, I think ice anglers are detrimental to the overall average size of bass in the state.
If they're keeping them.
Either they're dying from gut hooking, from live baiting,
a lot of gut hook
or
fish.
they're keeping them because that's the only time most people keep bass to eat, is in the middle of winter when there's less worms in them, or no worms.
They're the cleanest. They're
at their cleanest and they're at their tastiest.
It's the only time I eat freshwater fish is in the winter. It's usually just perch and crappie, maybe a little bluegill here and there, but
Yep. Did TJ answer our question?
I don't know.
Was he not paying attention again? So help me.
Yeah, what was the question? Yeah, TJ.
What band is that?
TJ, he's already sleeping.
Oh, it's too hot, Andrew. They trout die off. Ah, that sucks.
Oh,
Vance, I'm in pressured cold northern New Jersey. 5-pounders beast here. Yeah, no, 5-pounders pretty much anywhere we go. Like that's a great fish. But New Jersey's got some tanks. Some tanks.
keep looking. You'll find him.
You've got a longer fishing season down there than we do too. Like it's, I mean, as the crow flies, like straight up mileage, like directly north to south. I know you're like southwest, but if you go straight line, you're really not that much further south than us. But it makes a significant difference in how much more open water time you have compared to us. Even in,
It's only like a 6-hour drive.
Yeah,
It's really not that far.
no, it's not. Oh, Keith, so SNH angler. I won't go under 10-pound test in heavy current only because I want to turn the fish and not be chasing them if they pull hard with the river. Snapped off 3-pound smallies in the current on 8-pound when they run. Yeah, no, I can see that. I like that.
What, on drop shot? Or jig?
Oh, wait, missed it. Yeah.
Where are you?
Jake, on Champlain, Vermont, you cannot keep bass anymore. Right, yeah, because it's closed to bass in like the entirety of Vermont. I think from December through May, or maybe December through April. I think it's December through April. If TJ's still here, he could tell me. Brownie Factory gets so many smallies, 4 to 6 pounds kept in winter. It made me sick ice fishing there. I was under the impression you just straight up can't keep bass in Vermont. Well, now I have to double check.
I don't know. I
One of the
don't keep
last,
bass anyway, so I don't really know the laws about it.
yeah. Brandon, I fished the same 50-pound leader all summer with multiple 35-inch plus stripers, so trust my knots. It's a different story. We don't fish 50-pound leader. We fish like, I mean, the heaviest we fish is 20-pound. And even still, I don't take any chances. I always check it.
Oh, I lied
Always
earlier.
check it.
I lied earlier. I did fish that trilene, but it was a 25-pound trilene.
Oh,
The
yeah.
big game stuff when I started throwing big baits.
I literally bought the same stuff and I hated it.
Yeah, it's super
I hated it
stretchy.
the worst way.
It's super stretchy and it sucks.
Yep.
I liked it at first, and then I realized 20-pound red label's way better.
Yeah. Carl, put a small piece of chartreuse Senko 1/4 inch on before the trailer in your jig. Thank me later. I like that.
That's a good idea. Or just dip it.
Dan, the one bass lake in Cheshire County that ice fishing is closed makes a giant difference in the fishery. Yup. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's where you wanted to go Sunday.
Wait, what?
We were talking about places to go Sunday, and you're like, "Oh, let's go here." I was like, "Yeah, because we haven't been there."
I don't remember.
But it's a
where.
designated. I can't say it out loud.
My place?
No. Yeah. Oh.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Brain.
It's good. I answered, but not showing up. Well, then you didn't answer, TJ. Sorry. I don't see it either, buddy. I'm sorry.
Fishing the jig in the river. Yeah. Also, yeah. Still throwing 15 on a jig.
Jake, Champlain can't keep ice fishing. Interesting. Dan, 100% agree. Ice fishing ruined bass fisheries. And then fishing the jig in the river. Only on Champlain you can't. Brownie, they keep lots. So,
September 1st through June 12th.
Jake, you may have been seeing people poaching.
Only on Champlain you can't. Brownies.
Or,
Wait, what?
I want to know who's right here. If TJ is wrong, he's going to throw a fit. Because that means he threw back 2 state records. But no, I know he's not wrong. Oh, there we go. So, yes, I take current into consideration, especially when fishing deep shoals. Okay, so, yeah, I was right. That would be the only time I would even consider dropping line size if I'm fishing deep water that has a decent amount of moving current. But we rarely fish current. Very, very rarely.
Yeah, we don't really fish many rivers. But that spot right up the river from where I caught that giant freaking sucker.
Yeah.
With all the rocks
Mhm.
under the power lines.
That could be fun.
We could go there soon.
Oh, yeah, dude. No, I've heard that this time of the year, that
Yes.
stretch is insane.
Yes.
All the way down to the line.
Yes.
all the way down past the shopping.
Mm.
I hear there's a hole down there.
How deep?
Deep enough. That's all that matters. I mean, for like the most part, that whole stretch is pretty shallow. But if you get down to that pocket, apparently it's like
30s, 40s.
insane. I've heard of a lot of 5s coming out of there too.
That place could be ridiculous right now.
Yeah, and it's so fucking close to home.
I know, it's right down the road.
All right. Yeah, we got plans. We got ideas and plans. It's gonna be great.
Next weekend we'll go there. Maybe.
No, we're Vermont.
Yeah, we're going to Vermont.
Either Canada or Vermont, but likely Vermont.
Okay, I'm alright with that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, it's 9:35. We've been at this for about an hour and a half. There's only so much that can be said for the video title in this, right? Go big and slow for fall bass. I know we spoke a lot at length about jigs, and it's all absolutely spot on and accurate, and I will die on that hill because we've proven it time and time again, like, that's what you do.
Yeah, well, on Sunday we did.
Yep. And we've done it every year for how many years?
Years. A lot
every
of them.
fall, like clockwork. So, on the other aspect of that, big swim baits too. It's something that I can't speak about in this context, right? Not necessarily this context. That's not the way to put it.
I kind of can, but not with full confidence.
Exactly. So it's not something that I want to tackle. I would love to get somebody else on the stream, like swim bait scrutiny guys, that we
can talk this literally all week long. All week long, we could talk this. Swim baits, give us like an hour, maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, it's because I've got thousands of bass, literally thousands of bass on these freaking baits at this time of the year.
Tens of thousands of bass, all for, I don't even, whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, big swim baits. Like, I know it came up in the chat earlier, but that is the other flip side of this coin, right? And one of the things that our friend Nate taught me about fishing big swim baits is he has found great success fishing them the way I talk about how I fish my jigs. So keep that in the back of your mind. If that's something you're interested in getting into, fish it like a jig because it works. I can't say that for certain because no matter how many times I've tried, I still can't do it. But I also know I'm not giving it the time that I should be. You gotta grind them. I know.
You will get bit eventually.
I know. You know what? You know what I have that I bought that for the Vermont Brownie Factory that I haven't thrown yet this year? Those 8-inch HUDs.
You should just do it.
I know.
I'm thinking about.
I did the last time.
Draft up there.
Well, how many times did I throw it last year in the winter?
No idea.
A lot. I brought it with me. No, not the mag draft. The HUD. I bought 2 HUDs specifically for that lake. I also bought 2 burrito baits, the back rack burritos for that lake. I bought so many baits just for that lake so I get a PB. It's crazy.
That's exactly what I got my 12-pounder.
Yeah, Panda, you're right. Sam, Sam's another guy that's on the Dragon Custom Tackle team. He's a great person to bring in to talk about big swim baits too. But he's fished like all over the place. And he would be a good southern perspective, but like he's in the Carolinas, so he's not crazy far south. He's pretty far south.
That's pretty far.
But we were supposed to get the swim bait scrutiny guys on like 3 or 4 weeks ago now at this point. And we had a miscommunicado with scheduling for when we were supposed to do it. So we're going to get them back on pretty soon. And we'll be able to talk to them a lot about that. Because I don't know anybody personally that we've spoken to
Nate
at length.
Probably.
Nate could also be good.
Nate knows his shit.
Yep. Yeah, we're going to get more swim bait gurus in on this. More for my benefit, more than I'm kidding.
Yeah,
for everybody's benefit.
Yeah, I want to learn. I want to learn how to throw big swim baits better. I mean, I've gotten a little better at it, but I'm not where I want to be with it.
Yeah,
I want to know when I go out, I can possibly put a couple fish in the boat. They don't have to be giants. I just want the bait to get hit. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, Vance. Yeah, every single Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time, we do the live stream without fail for the most part. There's a couple of weekends we missed. But yeah, every Wednesday, buddy. Thank you for tuning in, by the way, if you're bailing out, but greatly appreciate you tuning in for the night. For everybody that's still here too, if you haven't done it yet, if you could drop a like on the stream, we'd greatly appreciate it. Anybody that's watching this now on YouTube after it's been up from live, if you've gotten this far and you haven't dropped a like on the video yet, if you could do that, please, we'd greatly appreciate it. Also, drop a comment, let us know what you think. Anything we didn't discuss that you want us to elaborate on, put it in there. I check the comments literally multiple times a day, every single day without fail, and I respond to every single one. So if there's something that you wanted to ask us we didn't get to, put it in there. Panda, I forgot what I said that you're saying you caught your 12-pounder. Big swim bait?
HUD. I think you said HUD.
The HUD? Yeah.
Moving it slower than slow, slower than the slowest of the slow. Probably.
Well, and then who was it? Was it the swim bait scrutiny guys, or was it somebody else that put me under the idea of putting nail weights in the body? Because I got the rate of fall 5, the super slow one.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, I was like, man, that sucks. Like, it takes forever. And they're like, just put some nail weights in it. And I did. And like, I was meticulous. I took my time. I'm like measuring out. I'm like, yep, if I put 2 in right here, it's like right next to where the bulk of the lead is on the bait. And dude, I dropped in the water, and it was like I didn't change anything except I just doubled the fall rate. It was stupid what 2 5/32 ounce nail weights did to that thing for the fall rate. This was like straight down.
Yeah, I bet.
Hell yeah. I think I might add 2 more. Yep.
I mean,
I want it down and I want it pinned so that I can slowly, that way I know if I hit a rock, I can kind of like lift up on it and get it to climb.
Any soft body swim bait guys out there, do they make like a 2.5 ounce swim bait hook?
Yeah.
Do they really?
I don't know that you can.
I see because Gordy has a lead pot. I want to see if he can make me, if I give him a hook. Hey, just throw 2.5 ounces on this.
You could. I mean, that's what's in those back rack burritos.
Is it really?
2.5 ounces.
All right, let's go 3 then.
Yeah.
Because I want that thing on the bottom in 50 feet.
Yeah. Oh, Panda, fish it like a jig. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
I learned that already. For sure.
Yeah, and Mike, yeah, spot on. Everybody thinks differently. It helps to get different perspectives on things. Absolutely. Vance, for sure, dude. Try to hop on while I can. I'm still naive, a 16-year-old. I need to up my game. Dude, you're already way ahead of everybody else with the fact that, not that you're watching us, just the fact that you're putting in the time to find people to learn from and that you're actively trying to get better. That puts you above the vast majority of other anglers. Because most people just go out there and just chuck and whine, and they kind of try and figure it out on their own. Not as many people put in the time to either, read stuff, or they're watching videos, or listening to others, they're reaching out to people, like whatever it is. You're definitely in the minority, but that's going to put you ahead of most people just by putting in the extra effort. But I really like, that makes me happy that you chose us to put the time in to learn from. So thank you very much, dude. I appreciate it.
Better come back next week.
Bass and Panda, HUD dead stick works. Yeah, I've got it. I'm going to throw the hell out of it. Carl, what water temperature do you start to transition over to a plastic worm from a jig and grass? I don't. I never stop fishing a jig in the grass. When I add a plastic worm versus jig, I would say mid 60s actually. Like once, like not as soon as the grass shows up, but like when the grass, like a couple, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks in the grass, like really filling out.
It gives them time to move in.
Yeah.
They get in there, they get settled in, and then you drop a Senko on their head and they're like, oh.
Yeah. There you go. Smallmouth freaks. Bass fishing on lakes in Vermont opens from 2nd of Saturday in June, roughly until November 30th. Catch and release rest of the year. Rivers open early. There you go. There you go. Yeah, Brian Ernest. They do for saltwater swim baits, Andrew. But is that all in the head? Because those I know of. I think are you curious about like
a swim bait hook?
So like belly weighted 2.5 ounce?
Yeah. 2.5 to 3 ounce.
You won't be able to find. What you would be able to find is basically a honking chunk of lead in the middle that you would have to pour over.
I'll do that.
So,
dude, I'm doing it.
Yeah, you'd basically, it almost looked like a belly weighted hook, but it would almost like, I'm assuming it would come through almost like bell shaped. So that way
you'd have to hollow out the body though. You have to like melt out or cut out the inside of the body so the bait could still collapse around the hook.
No, unless you have it exposed hook, which is what most of those bigger, heavier hooks do.
I mean, there's so much weight behind that, it's going to fold anyway.
Right.
Especially with a hammer hook set.
Well, here's a thought.
We'll talk later.
Yeah, thank you for saying that. I almost said something and I'm like, wait a minute. What I'm brainstorming right now might be like the difference for swim baits. You're gonna like what I'm gonna tell you.
Keith, we've done some wild. I mean, yeah, we have done some wild things. Put some crazy baits together and made some stuff work. This'll work.
It's gonna work.
It's gonna work.
Vance, thanks, buddy. Have a good night, man. And if you're still here, if you didn't see what Dan said, absolutely, he's spot on with that. Try to start a bass team or a club at your high school. Great way to network. That's where I started years ago. Yep, absolutely.
Keith, we'll talk.
Jake, thank you guys for making my last shift at work amazing. You're very welcome, bud.
You're at work right now watching us.
There you go. Keith, I can whittle you one if you want. Give me the hook for a template.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep. All right, we'll do that.
Brian, does the weight have to be on the hook or can it just be a lead head 2 ounce? I'm assuming you want it in the
Belly
hook.
weight.
Yeah. Weighted beast hook not enough? No. Well, it depends on what.
No, I want to be fishing 45, 50 feet.
I think my idea is going to fix that for you.
I wanted to get down there.
I really like the idea I'm coming up with.
Okay.
Moving to Colorado Sunday to fish stupid trout all winter. That's right. I forgot you were moving, man. You're going to have fun out there, though. He's a ski bum.
Wait, what? Moving to Colorado Sunday to fish stupid trout all winter.
I forget what he told me what resort he's going to work at, but he's a ski bum, so he's going to be working at a ski resort all week, all summer.
Oh, that's sick.
All winter, Jesus, all week, all summer, all winter. Cool. It's skiing, Sean. Figure it out.
That'll be fun.
Oh yeah. Rainbow bass are fun too.
So are the brown bass. Wait,
yeah.
Brown bass. Never mind. That was dumb. That was a dumb comment.
It's okay. We're all tired. Yeah, Panda, that's the problem. Those beast hooks only go up to 3/4 of an ounce, last I saw. And then you can't pick and choose, right? There's like, I think the 6/0 and 8/0 only, or half ounce only goes 6 to 8. 6/0, 8/0, and then 3/4 ounce, or maybe it's 5/8 ounces for 8 and 10. But then you get 3/4 ounce for 10/0 and 12/0. But like, what if I want a 6/0 hook with 2 ounces of weight?
What size do we use? 10?
Buzz.
12/0?
On those new 6-inch baits we've been getting?
Yeah.
I think that's actually a 6/0.
Huh?
Yeah, it's either 6 or an 8. I forget.
It's just freaking big. The size of my hand.
Oh, wait a minute. Jason's. Oh. Yeah. So that's kind of what I had envisioned in my head. Please don't tell me you messed up this thing I was signing up for. Son of a bitch! It's gone.
What do you mean it's gone? Like good? Gone for good?
Oh, hey. I don't know. Dude, where do I... Just...
Harry.
Did you say Harry? Oh, yeah. You saw it. You found it. It's very...
You told me, so I looked.
No. Come back. I just had it. No!
Sean, check your IGDM. I sent you something. Can that work? That is actually not a bad idea, but I even have another good idea.
Ooh. It was kind of along the lines of what I was thinking, too, so that should work. Dude, I gotta find this.
All right.
I don't have to find it right now.
Jake, any tips for fighting big stripers on fly? I want to catch a striper on a fly rod so bad.
That would be fun.
But you need to buy like this crazy whatever 12, 10, 12, number 12 or whatever fly rod for it.
It's gone. It was there for a second.
Oh.
Son of a bitch.
I don't do stripers, just salmon. Where do you get salmon from? Jake, where are you from originally? Here? I want to know. I want to go. I want to get salmon, but I don't want to go all the way up to where is that, up in New York?
I forget off the top of my head. It's a hike.
Pulaski.
Yep.
That's where you.
It is a hike.
Nah, wait, with some gurglers. Sure. You saltwater guys. Are fucking weird.
No, Panda, I was trying to sign up for this thing on Instagram and it's gone. It's gone. And it was like a really good opportunity. I don't know how to find it now.
Okay.
I don't think it's that.
Oh, there's a Killington.
Son of a... Bitch. Where'd it go? Whatever.
It's gone. It'll come back.
Maybe if I just like completely close out of this.
It's not working.
No.
There's a topwater fly that gurgles. All right. I'm down with that. Like things that gurgle.
I'll figure it out after. I'm getting really distracted. It's gonna bother me. I can't find it. It literally just popped up again for a brief second and then disappeared. What else was I gonna say? Yeah, I don't know. I actually, honestly, I think it's a good time to call it quits there. It's almost 10 o'clock. Oh wait, one bait we never talked about, the crushed smallies, is the original wigglewort. Oh yeah. Those things were wicked good.
Yeah.
Still are.
Don't you have one? A couple of them?
I do.
I think I have one. I found it.
There. She's
yeah.
hiding. She's gonna stay there.
Yeah.
It's an antique.
Yeah, it is.
Old baits my dad gave me from like the friggin' 60s and 70s. And maybe even older. There's some old stuff in there.
Yeah,
But
rumors there's a banjo minnow in there too.
I should rebuild a nice little curio back behind us to put those on display.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
Yeah, it would. Right in line with this thing.
Mm-hmm.
With my wicked custom rod and my Lose Super Duty 300 reel. Oh yeah. Sorry. That's my new swim bait rod. Yeah, wigglewort. That's a fantastic bait. All right. I'm getting very tired.
I've been tired since 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I hear that. So, all right, this is a good time to call it quits. It's been almost 2 hours. It's kind of the sweet spot for this. So we're going to bail from here. For everybody that's still here, if you haven't dropped a like on the stream yet, please do so before you take off. Would greatly appreciate it. We'll be back here next Wednesday, as always. Same time, same place, 8 p.m. If, you guys want to go the extra mile, share the stream with friends, family, Facebook groups, Instagram, Twitter. I don't care, anywhere. Anything that you guys do that goes above and beyond is hugely helpful. We're still growing. It's been crazy how good this has been going. And again, reiterate, anybody looking for a tournament this weekend, go back to early in the stream. Connecticut River, Walpole, New Hampshire, Pine Street launch, $120, team format. Get in on it.
If anybody's ever looking for a guide too, Smallmouth Freaks, TJ Stang. He's Smallmouth Freaks on Instagram and on YouTube. Check him out. He's going to be starting doing some guided trips. So
just follow him for all the tank smallmouth he catches and largemouth. It's funny. I've never seen anybody disregard somebody's 7 pounds largemouth before
He's
in my
like,
life.
oh, God damn it.
Oh, there's another
It's
7.
not a 7-pound smallie. It's not a 7-pound smallie. It's a 7-pound largemouth, dude. Yeah, but it's not a 7-pound smallie. You suck.
Oh, this thing? Yeah. So, thank you, everybody. I'm going to go kill it. Sign off, buddy.
All right.
Do your thing.
Next week, 8 o'clock, Wednesdays, same time, same place. See you guys.